Have you ever heard of the dancing plague? Probably not. Well, it's a real thing that happened in 1518 in Strasbourg, France, and it's one of the strangest medical mysteries in history. The year is 1518 and life in Strasbourg is pretty normal. That all changes on July, when a woman named Frau Treffier is dancing in the street. She dances for hours and hours, seemingly without stopping. People come out of their houses to watch her. They try to get her to stop, but she just keeps on dancing until she collapses from exhaustion. She's taken to a hospital, but as soon as she's there, she gets up and starts dancing again. She danced like this for 4 days, until she dies. It was weird, but at least it was hot cockle summer, and people had bigger things to worry about. But then, something even weirder happens. 3 more women start dancing uncontrollably. Then 3 men join them. Soon there are dozens of men and women dancing in the streets. Some of them are old, some are young, but they all have one thing in common. They can't stop dancing. People stopped whatever they were doing to watch these dancers. Work and life in general took a back seat as the whole town turned into a massive party. For 5 days, people danced in the streets, in the marketplace, even in church. It didn't matter where they were or what they were doing. As long as they started dancing, they couldn't stop. They danced until they collapsed from exhaustion or even died. A few bystanders recorded what was happening. One man wrote, "At first, those affected by this strange disease would dance only at night, but later they danced during the day as well. At times they would dance in the market, at others they would dance in the street. Some danced in the church porch, others in the cemetery. People came from all over to see the dancing plague for themselves. Many of them paid admission for the spectacle by bringing food and drink to the dancers, or by helping to carry them to the hospital when they collapsed. Some people made money selling food and drink to the crowds who gathered to watch the dancers. But not everyone was so carefree. Religious leaders were worried that the dancing plague was a sign of the end times, a punishment from God for the sins of mankind. Others thought it was a curse. A few more deaths would certainly help convince people of that. As the weeks went by, fewer and fewer people were dancing in the streets. The plague seemed to be over. But then, in September, it started again. This time a group of children were dancing uncontrollably, but before the adults could stop them, the kids made it all the way to Germany. By this point, people had had enough. The dancing plague was making a lot of people a lot of money, but it was also killing people. There was no profit in that. So officials in both France and Germany tried to put an end to the dancing. In Strasbourg, a priest named Johann Weyer was called in to help. He wasn't a fan of dancing, so putting an end to the dancing plague wasn't exactly a tough sell. Weyer led a team of 4 priests around the city, commanding the dancers to stop in the name of God. Some stopped immediately, while others kept dancing until they died. Meanwhile, in Germany, officials tried a different tactic. They made dancing illegal and threatened to arrest anyone who did it. But you can't arrest people for dancing. If you try, you'll look like a total jerk. So instead, the German officials focused on arresting the bystanders who profited from the dancing. That didn't stop the dancers, though. In fact, it made the dancing even more popular. People saw the arrests as proof that the dancers weren't doing anything wrong. After all, if they were, why wouldn't the authorities just let them dance? In the end, the dancing plague just kind of ended. On its own, after a few months, the dancing stopped and life returned to normal in both France and Germany. What caused the dancing plague? No one knows for sure. Some historians think it was mass psychogenic illness, kind of like a disease that spreads through dance. Others blame rye, ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus that grows on rye. It can cause convulsions and uncontrolled movements, which could explain the dancing. But it doesn't explain why the dancing plague only affected some people and not others. Maybe the people who danced had something to dance about. What do you think caused the dancing plague? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.